Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode. We really appreciate you joining us. This podcast really shows us how we can all learn, live, and thrive off of each other. By sharing our knowledge through our conversations, we will impart some knowledge whilst learning ourselves how to progress even further. Here is your host.
Hello and welcome to Book Chat. I am your host, Dr. Vivian Moore. I hope everyone is having a lovely day. I hope you had a good week. I know we're a little bit behind getting started today, but of course there are always technical difficulties. I don't know what it is. It's just 2020. I guess that's what it is. It started out bad, so I guess, it'll end that way. I hope not. But anyway, we are on and we are live. And my guest today, we've chatted with her before a few months ago, and so she agreed to come back on the show again. So without further delay, hello, Miss Wendy Waters. How are you?
Hello, Vivian. I'm look, under the circumstances, I'm very well.
Good.
And gosh, we can't hope for anything more than that at the moment. Can we?
That is the truth. That is the truth.
And how are you? You're okay, family? You and family?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we are all doing well. So I cannot complain about that at all. I mean,
no.
2020 within itself has just been just terrible. But for the most part, we are still here. We are still thriving. So I can't complain at all. So what have you been up to since the last time we chatted?
Well. Look, since we last talked, my goodness, the world has undergone some extraordinary changes, and, I'm in my little corner of it, of course.
Yes.
And last time we spoke about my book, Catch the Moon Mary. Well, since then, my daughter has married.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And just before we get to the literary part of it, she got married to a Frenchman in Provence.
Okay.
Oh, what a beautiful part of the world.
I know.
Absolutely stunning.
I know.
Yeah. So I was learning French on Babbel for about for 6 months.
Okay. How'd you do with that?
You can throw that out the window when you get to
Well, you tried.
Yeah, I tried. So, bonjour, comment ça va? Oh, for heaven's sake, speak English. We all do. Oh, goodness me, what a waste.
Well, but that's okay. You gave it a good go. So.
Thank you. Yeah. And you know what, Vivian, I'm really, really glad I got to be Paris before COVID and before lockdown, because heaven knows when any of us will ever see Paris again.
I know, or any place, as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, exactly.
So, but you were. That was a wonderful opportunity, and two, it was the perfect backdrop for wedding. So, that is that's memorable right there. That is memorable. So I'm glad and so happy for her. So happy for her.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about you, madam, because I know that you've got something new on the table.
I've got some news, yes. So I came back from France in early September 2019 and decided that I would publish my second book, Fields of Grace.
Oh, congratulations.
Absolutely. Thank you. So it was a double whammy. And, look, I've been sitting there waiting for a publisher for some time, and I thought, look, it can't really wait any longer, because the readership, the loyal but fairly small readership that I do have been waiting 3 years, for me to give them a second book.
Yes.
And I knew I had it, and it was just a matter of sort of polishing it and getting it market ready. And then the most amazing thing, because I've been talking about it on Twitter, where I met you.
Yes.
And and you meet some amazing people on Twitter.
You really do.
And
Yeah.
You really do. And this beautiful Irish artist approached me and said, "Do you have a cover yet for Fields of Grace?" And I said, "Well, no. As a matter of fact, I don't. I sort of hadn't even thought about that." And he said, he sent me a cover image which I fell madly in love with, and I sort of said, "Wow!" And he painted it himself.
Oh my goodness!
Absolutely stunning.
Oh my goodness!
And yeah, so I thought, well, okay, good to go.
Yeah.
I've got the cover. I've got the manuscript. It's all polished and ready. So yeah, October. I published Fields of Grace.
Wow.
And it's been out in marketplace. Well, it's coming up now for a year.
For a year.
That's sort of thing. 2 months, but it's not.
Wow!
Congratulations!
Congratulations! I noticed. I think it was in one of your Twitter feeds, and I saw it, book Field of Grace, but I can't remember if I saw the cover of it or not.
No, maybe you haven't, but it's a very, where Caption and Mary had a beautiful monochromatic sort of cover, very elegant. This kind of flies at you. It's all in shades of lilac, which is a signature color in the book.
Okay.
And
it's one of my favorite colors.
Yeah, cobalt blue, lilac, and a fuchsia color. So it's the image of a face, a girl's face, and there's a beautiful rose down in the corner, because that's a signature. Her lover, who passed away early in her life. Oops, spoiler alert.
Okay.
Sent her lilac roses every opening night when she was an actress.
Romantic. Okay, so now you've set it up. So now tell us about this. Tell us about the book Field of Grace. Tell us about the main character.
The main character, is Grace Field girl, and she is a Devon. It's set, by the way, so I should say, in 1930s London.
Okay.
Because this was a time that was, so you're in between wars. You're just not quite into the Depression, 1929. So you're not quite. It hasn't really hit. The theatre is extraordinarily lively, and this is where Sir John Gielgud, but in those days, John Gielgud started the Young Vic Company, which was a kind of spin-off. It was the old Vic was well established, and it was taking older actors, but he was very young and much of an ingenue, quite the genius we know, and he started the Young Vic Company, and my gosh, through those doors paraded a remarkable array of people who became world famous, like Laurence Olivier, Sir Alec Guinness, Peggy Ashcroft, and of course my fictitious leading lady, Grace Field girl.
Okay.
And so she became, in my book, she became Peggy Ashcroft's understudy.
Okay.
And of course, we have to give Peggy a slight accident, don't we?
Yes, got to get her right out of the picture.
Yeah. So Peggy goes horse riding in the rain and loses her voice.
Okay.
I didn't want to break anything, and Grace had to go on.
Okay.
And of course, she's really studied this role. It's the role of Ophelia in Hamlet, and that night in the audience is the love of her life, who is also a fictitious character.
Okay.
John Hopkins Rhymer, and he offers her management, takes her under his wing. He's very impressed by her shininess on stage, which is, I think, what actors call the X Factor.
The X Factor, yes.
That little
the
sort
it.
Thing of genius that some actors, like Viola Davis, I only see Viola on the screen, of course, but my goodness me, she shines. You can't take your eyes off her, really.
Wow.
So it's actors like that, Meryl Streep, Viola Davis.
Just really stunning performers, yeah. Stunning and stellar
and my
performance.
fictitious character.
Yes, yes.
So she shines. She shines in a way. She may not have the craft or skill that the brilliant Peggy Ashcroft had, but she's got a shininess, and this attracts my other fictitious character. So what I've done is, and then she becomes very, very famous.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's a bittersweet romance. I've already.
You know that's my genre.
Yeah,
I love romance. Yes.
Not to worry. But it gave me the opportunity, of course, to, in my imagination, visit Paris and of course I'd already been to London.
Yes.
Spent some time in London. But I was able to visit Paris and take her on a tour of Paris with the love of her life, this entrepreneur, and of course it ended in Berlin in 1936, the Olympic Games, and we all know what happened in Berlin.
Yes. Oh, yes.
In this era.
Yes.
So, yeah. So I've been able to cross-pollinate the fictitious story with the romantic story, with a cast of real-life people who did live at the time. And I don't know, it's a really fun thing to do because it's not a memoir, it's not a biography of any of them, but you're able to bring in these elements of these people, and I don't know, it gives a certain gravitas to the story.
Yes.
I find. Yeah, as well as researching the rise of Hitler in Germany, and what a shadow that cast.
Oh, yes, to this day.
It's
to
a
this
long
very
shadow.
day. Yes,
it's a long shadow.
It is.
Yeah.
But you know, with your theatrical background, it doesn't surprise me that you would have that setting. Have her in that setting.
Yeah, of course, with my theatrical background.
Yes.
Well, it's certainly familiar territory, and I was definitely able to draw on my other life, but the early part of my life where I was in love with theatre, and I do understand the pull and attraction for theatre, and I say, Vivian, I really, really hope that theatre finds a way to survive the current pandemic, the situation
So do I.
closed so many doors.
Yes,
because there isn't otherworldly, very unique atmosphere inside of theatre. When you walk in through those doors, even not through the stage door as a performer, but even into that, what we call that magical space with the fourth wall dividing your audience and your story, the alternate life that as a performer you create on stage. But the audience is part of that too. That's like it's like a dream. You walk in and you sit in that audience, the lights go up, and you are pulled into this other world. And I think the function, for me anyway, the function of theatre is the ability to open people's imagination, open their intuition,
right,
and take it back out into the world.
Yes.
So that particularly in times like this where we do all need to find ways of surviving.
Isn't that
we need
true?
And we need to find a way to emerge or remake the world if your imagination is opened up at all, whether it's through books, movies, literature, music, theatre, or nature. Gosh, it's an empowering. Nature is so empowering.
But I think.
Go
ahead. I'll finish.
No. I'm done.
Okay. Well, I was just going to say, we were talking about theater, and so to me, whenever actors perform before a live audience, to me, it's like that immediate. It's like you have that immediate response. Because you're totally aware of it because they're present, while you are giving your performance. So I think too that is so important, and it would just be. I know that we will undergo changes that we may never be the same as we were before. Things will be very different. But for some things, I just hope that the change will not be that dynamic, traumatic, and and sort of change the way that is, because it's so important, for the artist that that's their profession, is to perform, and to doing it on the live stage. Not to take away from movies or anything like that, but it's just a different.
Movies are lovely, but you can get up and get popcorn. You can go and get a cup of tea. Yeah. You can walk in and out. You've got an ad break. Yes. This is the same. And with movies, your actors, look, they can get like we're both writers, so we know that we can redraft our books many times and get that perfect, polished. End result, but it's not the same as that immediate thing of having to produce that energy on stage.
Exactly.
And particularly in a company where you've got a group of people working together for a higher purpose, and I think it demonstrates what harmony looks like. It demonstrates what pulling together looks like.
It does.
And you're right. If you're sitting, if you're sitting in that audience, you are drawn into that, whether you like it or not. You become a participant in that process.
You do. And to me,
you feel the energy.
You do, and I think that is so important, because when you are doing a live production, you don't get a chance to say take 2, take 3, whatever. You've already practiced this beforehand, and so once you go on stage, that's it. And for me,
that's it.
That you're putting the best of who you are out there on that stage.
Absolutely.
and you get that immediate response, good or bad, from the audience.
Yes. It's genius.
It is.
In action.
It is.
As far as I'm concerned. And how often do we get to see genius in action?
I know.
And then take it home.
Exactly.
Take it home into your life.
Exactly.
Into your family, into your friends. And the way you, again, getting back to the what we hope is a post-COVID world.
Yes.
We need to bring our genius. We need to bring our light to the world.
Yes.
And look, if there's any takeaway in what I write in Fields of Grace, it's that I hope I inspire a few people to go, you know what, I can do a better life than this.
Yes.
I can do better. I can really go to my dreams and take the first step, put it into action. I mean, that's so close to what I think. I don't want to sound too religious, but what I feel God intended. Which was to live our best lives.
Yes.
To be the best that we can be.
Yes.
Goodness knows, rather than conform and homogenize into a society where, we're all the same.
Yes.
No. Goodness me, we're unique.
We are.
Totally unique.
We are.
Yeah, we are.
Well, I believe that is one of the reasons why we do what we do, because, we want to inspire and encourage others, to live their dreams and, to be who they are. You don't have to be anyone else. Just be who you are, because like you said, we are unique. Absolutely. We are very unique individuals, but, on some levels we share some similarities, but for the most part, we are very unique. We are. In everything we do.
We are totally unique. Mm-hmm. Yeah. As Oscar Wilde said, be yourself, everyone else is taken. Right.
That is the best bit of advice I've ever heard. That's good.
Yeah. He's a great one to quote.
Yeah. Well, that was a good one.
We breathe the same air. We all need water. We all need food.
Yeah.
And we need love.
Yes.
We need companionship. But there's one thing we need that has been overlooked, I think, up until now, and that's purpose.
Yes. Oh, you said
we
that.
We need to know what difference do I make to the world?
Yes.
And how do I impact on the people around me, in the small sphere around me, my immediate family, friends, people I meet, and then how do I impact on the world? And I think that it's really important that we do think about, well, if I was to make a difference to the world, how would that look and what would I do? Because as you say, we are unique. Nobody else is going to bring to the world what we can bring.
Exactly.
Nobody else. We have a responsibility, I think.
We do.
To speak to ourselves.
We do.
We do that.
We do. And
we do.
You know, the way, like you said, you know, we want to impact the world, but we want to impact it in a positive way. You know, we want to leave our mark on the world, but we don't want it to be a stain, you know, like what happened in Berlin.
That's exactly right. We want it to be light.
Yes.
We don't want a long shadow.
No.
We don't want that long shadow.
We don't need that. You know, we need a positive light, and we need to leave, you know, just a positive impression, and that's why I appreciate what you do so much, and
thank you.
Because I know that you know that you put your heart and soul into everything you do. And
I do.
Yes.
I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I could be a bit intense actually, but for my daughter and mom, just back off. Oh my God.
Well, you know how children are.
I'm not here to relax.
Exactly. Got too much to do and not enough time to do it.
Yeah. So, just twisting, what are you working on at the moment? Because I know you've got a couple of books out there.
Well, I hardly ever get asked that question, but I'm happy to answer it. I have just released The Lies I Tell. Part 1 was released a couple of weeks ago, back in, I think it was August the 21st. And then the second part of The Lies I Tell Volume 2, that will be out this Friday in time for Labor Day. So I'm excited about it. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. That's okay. No, it's great. I mean, you're such a busy girl.
Yeah, I am.
You know, you've got so much going on in your life.
I do.
Yay!
But that's a good thing to have.
That's fine.
I am. But you know, it's good to be active and doing things, because we already know what an idle mind can bring on. So, you know, I would rather stay busy, and because it gives me a purpose to be able to get up every day and to know that I have something on the agenda to get done. So,
Yes.
So it's good.
It's
yes. It's good.
You
It's
like
good
a
for the.
deadline.
Yeah, I do, because it keeps you on your toes. You know, it's like you have to do something. It does. Yes, the discipline.
You bring in that self-discipline.
Yes, and that's important.
I think it's terribly important, because it also with your children and the people around you, friends, they look at you and some is my family even look at me and go, "Oh, girl, good on her. Well, we can do it. She can do it.
Yes.
And we can do it.
Exactly.
We can try and we can try and do something meaningful.
We're role models.
Too many. Yeah, we are. We are. We're role models. That's exactly what that is. Eccentric and threatening.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are what we are.
Yeah.
Oh, gracious.
Do what I do, don't do what I say.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. You know, I always enjoy talking with you.
Yeah, I enjoy talking to you. So a few things, though, a couple of other things that were going to happen this year and now most definitely, unfortunately, on hold.
Yeah.
So I think I did mention last time to you that I've written musicals.
Yes. Yes.
But I've been working on with a fantastic composer called Shannon Whitelaw, and looking after someone a musical called The Last Tale.
Oh.
Yeah, it was scheduled to be workshopped in London in September. Mm-hmm. So we're both in Australia, and we can't leave.
No.
Yeah, so that's okay. I mean, it certainly has, pushed that back probably for a year, because I don't think we in Australia I'm not sure that the planes will be back in action until June 21.
Yeah.
And
well, I mean,
all of that's been pushed back.
Well, it's probably that's just the way it is everywhere, because it's really not safe to travel abroad right now, and if you do it at your own risk. So, here we've had over 170 something thousand deaths. And I'm not saying that it is that everyone didn't take it seriously, but within that group of lives that have just been taken, I'm sure that there was some that didn't take it serious enough, and it's just so scary, and it's so tragic that so many people have died.
Terrible.
It is, but I understand how it is. I mean, every single day, it's like, oh my gosh, when will this end? It's just horrible. But in your case, I know that you were excited about that taking place, but it may, but it'll be better when it does come out. It maybe gives you a chance to.
Absolutely.
Yes.
It gives us more time to polish and refine and get the show even more sparkly before we get it to a group of actors in London. And that's fine. And I think maybe this whole process is teaching us all gratitude.
Yes.
To be very, very grateful for goodness me, for our lives, for what we do have, and getting back to what I was saying before, to be thinking, well, I have my life.
Yes. So
what do I want to do with it? Do I want to change what I've been doing? In our cases, no.
Right.
In many cases, people think, well, do I just want to work for money? Do I just want to work, spend my entire life working for money? Or do I want to work for passion and purpose and making a difference, to other people? And what do I want my legacy to be?
Exactly.
Because I think exactly. So it's probably a very necessary process on a very high spiritual plane. There's method in all of this.
It is.
On a very high spiritual plane.
I agree. It totally is.
Yeah.
But we see it. But it makes you wonder how many other people don't see it. So
Yeah, exactly. And I'm sure there are many people that look, when changes come and when your life is stopped, which all our lives really in some respects stopped.
Yes.
It's a really good idea, if you can, to not fight and claw and battle and cling to, I've got to be the way I was. Just kind of tune in to yourself and think, well, all right, I have to stop, so let me just find out who I am and let me find out what my real impulses are. And maybe it's a good thing, but I do think battling to try and keep the old in place, or the things that are known in place is, well, I mean, on a broader scale, it's a lack of faith, isn't it?
It is. It really is. And and as you said, it is a time for self contemplation, because we need to really sit down and think about why this change came about. Because there's a reason. There's a reason for everything, whether we understand it or not.
I totally agree. I think there is a reason for everything, and just as you say, the more you seek the reason, seek it, look for it.
Yes.
See if you can puzzle it out, and even if you can't, be fine with that.
Exactly.
Just be fine with that.
Exactly.
Yeah. Because we can't. There is the wonderful thing about I want to say God. But
yes. Oh yes.
Life.
Yes.
Yeah, God and life.
Yes.
The wonderful thing is that there is a mystery.
Yes.
So it keeps us reaching up. It keeps
yes.
us excited about the unknown, and with the energy to sort of go, well, what can I think, heavens, there is
yes.
mystery.
Yes.
In heavens, there is more to aspire to, and more to wonder about. And I wrote something actually in the book that one of my characters said, it's Grace, actually, said to John, because he's an atheist, and I do like bringing the spiritual in. So John is an atheist, and Grace is very, very, let's just say spiritual, perhaps, without being religious. And she says to him at one point, unless or until you can feel awe, genuine awe and reverence and amazement about something, you will never really live.
Right.
And I really feel that's true, that I worry about the people who are uninspired,
right,
who are never amazed
about
anything. You and I, we can look at a sunset, or we can look at nature, we can look, as you say, at theatre, or our children.
Yeah,
at times.
At times, yeah.
And, I'm amazed.
Right.
You really surprised me this time.
Yes. But but I think that is the joy. That's one of the joys of life, is being able to look at something that you've seen maybe 100 times and see it differently each time you look at it. So, but that's the appreciation. That's the difference, because that's the appreciation in this life that we have, and the things that are around us. We don't take them for granted. We appreciate what we have, and and can reflect on that. Now, Wendy,
and Jesus.
Yeah, and
I just want to say that Jesus.
Yes.
I'm not religious, but Jesus said to look through the eyes of a child.
Yes.
And I think that sums it up. To see it
It
for the
is.
first time.
It is because it is.
To see it for the first
It
time.
is. It is. It's just it's a special quality to that, to be able to see it through the eyes of a child, because they the way they see things is brand new to them. And that's how we should see it too. And I thank you for saying that, because I am a spiritual person, and I do believe in God, and I thank Him for His Son Christ. so
I love Jesus. He's one of the great master spiritual teachers for me. As a kind of spiritualist, I guess that's what I look at a lot of different masters, but he's the one that, I'm not Christian per se, but I always go back to him and look at what he says, because there's so much profound.
It is. You took the words right out of my mouth. Yeah. It's
common sense.
It is.
Let he who is without sin cast the first stone. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yes.
You nailed it again. You've done it again.
Yes. So you can't go wrong there at all. But before I let you go, I just want to thank you so much for helping me celebrate this third year, because this is a milestone for me. Book Chat, I've been doing it now for 3 years, and so I'm still excited about it. I'm still inspired.
Thank you.
Oh, you're so welcome.
For me back.
Oh, you don't know how much I appreciate. I appreciate you too for agreeing. And before I let you go,
we appreciate each other.
Yes.
There's reverence there.
Yes. Before I let you go, I want to make sure that you tell us where we can find your book and keep in contact with you.
I haven't got it immediately in front of me, but it's on Amazon. But you've got to sort of Google Fields of Grace by Wendy Waters, because there is a Christian singer. I'm not sure of his name, but he's got Fields of Grace, a beautiful album, a beautiful CD, and unfortunately his comes up first.
Okay.
As always.
Okay.
Always. So I must get that album, actually. I must get it. But so you've got to Google Fields of Grace by Wendy Waters.
Okay, and what's your
and it's on Amazon.
And how they reach out to you on social media?
On Twitter, WA_Waters, or Wendy Waters, and on Facebook, I'm Wendy Ann Waters, Wendy Waters.
Okay.
Just my name, really.
Okay.
Facebook and Twitter, and I've got an Instagram account, but I don't use it very often.
Okay.
I have to say.
Okay. But still, that's good. We got you on Twitter and Facebook. So, but again, Wendy, because we're about to run out of time here. But I just want to thank you again so much for coming on today. And I so enjoyed talking with you. I really enjoyed our chat today. I missed him with you, and so it's like I want to catch up with you, and I still didn't get a chance to say all the things I want to say. But I do appreciate you, and I thank you so very much.
We'll do it next year.
Yes, same time next year.
Yes,
you too.
You take care.
Love your bunches. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right, guys, that was Wendy Waters, and I enjoy her every time that I get a chance to talk with her. So I thank her so much. And before I let you go, I want to make sure that you're able to keep up with the show. So, of course, you can tune into Spreaker, and that is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian Moore. You can follow me, like me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can just type in my name, Vivian E. Moore, at Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. Instagram is God's Property 51, and Twitter is God's Property 46. It's just Vivian E. Moore, author, on Facebook. And you can visit my website. That is https://www.authorvivianmoore.com, and also authorehshepard.com. If you do go out and read my blogs, that is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com. And if you missed today's live episode, you can listen to the recorded version on Spreaker, iTunes, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, YouTube, and SoundCloud. And tomorrow is Worship Day, and so we're still doing it over the phone. And I know that that other churches are doing it the same way, and then some actually having in-person services. So I hope that they're being very careful with that. And also, they're doing Facebook Live versions of it on, of course, Facebook, and then they're doing it through Zoom and other things like that. So, but however you're being able to worship, just make sure that you invite others to listen into those sermons, because at this time they are so much needed, and because we all need encouragement. And also tell someone that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you, and goodbye.
Loved what you've heard on this week's episode? Well, the answer is simple. It would mean the world to us if you could head over to iTunes and leave us a 5-star review and feedback. Spreading the word really is the best way to grow our podcast and achieve even greater things. Thank you.